You think you've dealt with a difficult neighbor until someone in an HOA decides to treat your driveway like their personal loading zone. In today's story, a paramedic's morning routine repeatedly derailed, polite requests ignored, notes tossed aside, and a public board meeting where the truth got twisted. Watch how precise documentation, legal know-how, and a strategically placed permit turned the tables, and how one woman's power play backfired spectacularly. So if you love real-life showdowns with a satisfying payoff, like and subscribe for more. My name is Declan Shaw. 11 years as a paramedic taught me that every second counts, and so does planning. My mornings start at 7:50 sharp. By 8:00 I'm in uniform, ready for emergencies. Then, one September Monday at 7:52, I found a silver BMW X5 parked dead center across my driveway, sideways, spilling onto the sidewalk. License plate read Karen 1. My partner Jamie was already waiting at the station. We were down, a medic because Rodriguez was home sick. I looked at the clock, 7:52, no margin for error. I darted 3 doors down, knocked on a freshly painted Colonial's door. Karen Whitmore answered, brush in hand and annoyance on her face. "Your car is blocking my garage," I said calmly. "I have to leave now." She smirked into a hallway mirror. "I'm only here 30 minutes. It's a public street. Figure it out." And she closed the door. I jogged back home, texted Jaime, "Stuck, 8:20, sorry." He replied, "It's okay, drive safe." I backed out at 8:14 and pulled into the station at 8:26, 5 minutes late and feeling that familiar pit in my gut. I thought it was a fluke. Wednesday morning, same spot, same angle. Friday morning, same. By week 2, I'd been late 7 times. Every time I left a polite note on her windshield. "Paramedic, please don't block my driveway by 7:50. Thank you." She peeled the note off and let it flutter to the ground. I tried again that afternoon, catching her hauling groceries. "About this morning. This is public," she snapped. "You should manage your time better." She turned and went inside. At that point, my training kicked in. Protocols, evidence, no emotion. I'd installed a security camera 2 years ago after a package thief hit our street. I pulled up the footage. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:45, there she was. I organized 15 video clips by date, timestamp, license plate, just like charting a critical patient. Week 3, I emailed the HOA president, Clayton Rhodes, with a concise summary and attached zip file of all 15 incidents. No accusations, just facts, dates, times, clips. I asked for mediation. 2 days later, I got an official letter. Meet at the community center October 19th at 7 p.m. to discuss. Fine. I dressed in slacks and a button-down, printed copies of my evidence, and arrived early. Inside, 5 board members sat at a long table. I took a seat in the 3rd row. When Clayton announced my issue, I stood to present. Instead, Karen rose too. She was on the board. With prepared notes, she accused me of harassment, lectured me on public parking, and claimed I was intimidating her while she dropped her daughter off. Neighborhood nods and murmurs followed her every word. When I tried to show my photos, she cut me off. "We haven't reviewed them. This is mildly inconvenient, not harassment." She offered to drop it if I would too, otherwise she'd file a formal complaint. Clayton then warned us both. I must cease confrontations, she must be mindful. The parking issue was tabled. My jaw hurt from not arguing. I left feeling blindsided, outmaneuvered by someone with HOA clout. That night I found the HOA's Facebook group. Karen had posted about entitled New Neighbors, dozens of likes, no names mentioned, but everyone knew who was the target. I screenshot her post and added it to my evidence folder. Monday in week 5 at 7:55, I called the non-emergency line. An officer named Hale came by at 8:37. Her BMW had fled 22 minutes earlier. He watched my compilation video and sympathized, but said he needed to catch her in the act to cite her. The towing company said they'd need police authorization. Parking enforcement closed my case, telling me to go back to the HOA. I was caught in a bureaucratic loop with no solution, so I met with a civil attorney, $300 consultation. She confirmed I had a solid claim for interference with property and harassment, but warned me about $5,000 retainers, months of discovery, $20K plus fees, and possible counterclaims. Litigation as a last resort. To build leverage, I'd need airtight proof. At home, I studied my deed's fine print about protective structures. City Code 1248 allowed driveway bollards if installed 6 inches inside private property, under 36 inches tall, reflective tape, licensed contractor, permit required, $150, expedited review, $75. I measured my survey, confirmed the placement. By midnight, I had a plan. Friday morning of week 5, her BMW made its usual entrance at 7:45. I filmed from my window and saved it as Incident 18. Then I applied for the permit, uploaded my survey, specs for 4 36-inch steel bollards with yellow reflective tape, paid $225 total, requested expedited review. 9 days later, permit 2024 DPD 8847 approved. I printed copies and saved backups. That expense was far preferable to another wasted lawyer fee. Next, I booked a contractor, won $200 for materials, and install at 6:30 a.m. Wednesday. Early, but I wanted to finish before traffic started. Week 7, Monday and Wednesday, the BMW returned. I recorded both crossings, 31 and 29 minutes respectively. Documentation complete. Wednesday at dawn, the welding crew arrived. At 6:30 a.m., they placed 4 bright yellow bollards precisely 6 inches from my property line per permit. At 7:30, everything was finished. Then Friday at 7:45, history repeated. Karen turned into my driveway, wheel met steel, crunch. A slow-motion collision of metal and plastic as the BMW's passenger corner buckled against the post. The headlight exploded, the tire hissed. Her daughter yelped. Karen leapt out screaming. Neighbors poured into the street. I walked out in my uniform. "Is anyone hurt? Need me to call 911? I asked calmly. She clutched her phone. "Oh, you set this up to wreck my car!" she shrieked. I pointed to the permit posted on the bollard. "Your car hit my legal protective devices on my property. That device is allowed under code." Officer Hale arrived, checked the permit, reviewed my videos, and filed a report. No citations, accident due to fixed obstacle. He told Karen she was lucky I wasn't pressing obstruction charges. I backed out around a tow truck, drove to work on time at 7:58, and Jaime grinned. Paramedic solution. The video went viral, 2 million views. Comments praised the precise legal approach. The HOA called an emergency session. Evidence audits revealed Karen's misuse of funds and 9 dismissed complaints. She was removed from the board, fined $2,600, and forced to repay embezzled HOA money. They reimbursed me $350 for my attorney fee. Reforms followed: independent complaint review, quarterly financial audits, recusal requirements. 3 months later, December, frost dusted my bollards white. Mrs. Emerson waved as I pulled out at 7:45. I waved back, knowing trust was restored. Karen's house was sold. She moved 40 miles away, $23,000 out of pocket. The neighborhood elected transparent leaders, launched a community garden, and neighbors shared Saturday morning coffee instead of conflicts. I returned to work, on time, every shift since. Because sometimes the calmest, most methodical strategy is the strongest. If you'd like more stories like these, please like and subscribe.